Everyone's reading the Detroit Native Sun, even our competitors. We've got the best writers, best coverage, and best ad rates to draw new clients to your business. Advertise with us for as little as $35. All ads include a free design and will be featured in both our print version newspaper and online. Call today for a free price quote and take advantage of our specials. When you purchase any full or half page for 2 months, we'll give you the third month free. That's right, you can reach another potential 50,000 to 100,000 clients for free. After all, three's the charm in advertising. Call today at 313-457-5944 or email us at DetroitNativeSunNews@gmail.com or visit our website at www.DetroitNativeSunOnline.com. We're waiting for your call. 313-457-5944.
I'm your host, Valerie Lockhart, publisher and executive editor of the Detroit Native Sun, a community newspaper that strives to enlighten the community with helpful news and information not readily found in mainstream media. This year, we will be celebrating our 20th year anniversary, so look out for details regarding our special event coming up in October of this year. And the February issue of the Detroit Native Sun is out on your stands now, so you can pick it up. It talks about the White House celebrating Black History Month, yet they cut all the DEE programs. So you can pick it up on your stands today. In the studio with me today is Maya Seba. She's with the Michigan Equestrian Recreation Center. And I've been telling you for a few weeks now about a historic rodeo that's going to take place at Cobo Hall, or formerly Cobo Hall, now it's called Huntington Place, in November of this year. And the last time we had an indoor rodeo, I learned last night, was in 1966 at the Joe Louis Arena. So this is going to be a historic event. So welcome to the show, Maya.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And this is a memorial rodeo fundraiser remembering John Bingham. And I understand he was your father. So can you tell us a little bit of background about Mr. Bingham?
So, Dad is a businessman, entrepreneur, comes from a family of entrepreneurs, actually. My grandmother owned a motel in Mackinac. When they first started putting the Mackinac Bridge up in 1957 is when my brother was born. So the motel was right there at the entrance of the bridge. So I used to go up there in the summers and spend time at the motel. At that time, there were five Black-owned motels in Mackinac.
Wow.
There's none now. So my dad was instrumental in, up in Mackinac, there's an area, it's kind of like a cul-de-sac of cottages. And he was instrumental in, if I'm not mistaken, drafting the design for that community. So Dad's, again, they said he's a businessman. He was a draftsman, a contractor. If you're old enough to go back far enough, he owned Mama's Country Kitchen, Soul Food Restaurant, and then Nature's Very Best Health Food Store, which was right next door. And then the children took that over, and then it was Loving Life Health Store, which we sold about 4 years ago.
And that's where located on
7 Mile, just
7
off
Mile.
of Greenfield.
Okay.
Yep. So, when it comes to, and unfortunately, we lost Dad in 2023. So it's only been almost 2 years in March. So, Dad was one of the national presidents in a contracting association. So because of when you go back that many years, not trying to tell my age, but when you go back that many years, the racism was really bad when it came to the contracting business. And so they never were allowed to get big contracts, only the little small stuff. So he was instrumental in protests, fighting against the city and other people not allowing contractors to get sizable contracts. So that was an experience, the different protests. He built homes in Detroit, Romulus, Inkster, Southfield, Bloomfield, and several other cities that I don't even remember right now. But he was very successful in the construction business. He was a Boy Scout leader, and then he got into the equestrian world because of my grandfather. My grandfather loved horses, but back then he never was able to own a horse. Mm. He started a horse collection, which Dad took over when my grandfather died. And then when Dad passed, that collection went over to my son, who's an equestrian now. So Dad was finally able to get his own horse. And that was like one of his biggest accomplishments, and one that he enjoyed because his passion for horses. And he was involved in several of the equestrian organizations. And one of the things that he really loved was assisting the Young Riders, which was a youth equestrian organization. So he taught the kids how to ride, and he also would volunteer to use his horse for what they call hippotherapy. And hippotherapy is where they take children that are challenged, usually nonverbal, or have some kind of physical challenges, and they put them on horses. And the transformation in their bodies is like something you've never seen before. They make that connection with the horse, and then they start to like heal from their physical challenges. Some of them start to become verbal. It's really fascinating. So as it relates to the rodeo, as I said, Dad was a draftsman. He was part of the designing of, Mom said he designed the expansion joints in Cobo Hall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's made an imprint in the city of Detroit. He received a key to the city from Coleman Young.
Wow.
That was probably his greatest accomplishment. It was a key to the city. So,
did he participate in any rodeos himself?
Oh yeah, he did.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. He went to the rodeos. Back years ago, there was a black rodeo called Bill Pickett, which is one of the most popular. So he would always participate in the Bill Pickett rodeos. They would travel out of state to go to rodeos in different states. So, but yeah, he loved it.
Okay. And I know your son, which is his grandson, is involved in the equestrian business. Were you involved as well with horseback riding? And
I got on a couple of times, but I just pet them and yeah. But I'm not a skilled rider or anything. I every year I said I'm going to go and get on the horses and get back acclimated to it. But that's not necessarily my thing. I love them. I love to watch them. They're just a natural beauty, and to just interact with the horses, they're exactly like people. The personality, the way they act, everything is exactly like people.
Wow.
Yeah.
And your mom, was she involved with the horses because of your father as well? No,
she was like me. She just we go to the rodeos and observe and support however you support. But no, my son, who is responsible for putting this rodeo on, was the only one that kept his
the legacy on horseback.
Yeah, because everybody else started to become allergic to the horses. So
oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did the ideal, and I learned a little bit last night at a meeting regarding the rodeo, that your father's, one of his last wishes was to build the equestrian center, or can you elaborate more on that?
Yeah, his passion has always been to assist the children and educate the children in the equine world. Equine means, horses. And so everything that he wanted to do was always geared towards assisting the children and learning about horses. And so he had a conversation with my son about continue that legacy on that he started, to take it to a level that he wasn't able to do. So on my son's property, he has 6 horses on there, but he wants to build a indoor arena so that you can ride in any season. And that's something that's really important to people who are equestrians and wanted to hold classes for the children so they can learn about husbandry, how to ride, different riding styles, how to shoe a horse. There's very few horse shoers now.
Oh.
So he wants to teach children how to shoe horses and other things. There'll be other activities that he wants on the property. So that is going to be called the Wayne County Equine Recreation Center. That's the name of it. And so the rodeo is a fundraiser to fund the recreation center to be able to build the indoor arena. And so that's the purpose of the rodeo. The rodeo is called historic because it's never been held
Right.
in then Cobo Hall, now Huntington Center. There's never been one there before. And so it's historic from that perspective, and it's also historic from the perspective that Dad helped in the designing of a part of the
Right.
Cobo. Yeah.
So the part that the rodeo is going to be held in, do you know if that's part of your dad's designs?
Well, Mom said that he designed the expansion joints, so that's nothing that we will see. That's structural.
Oh, okay.
That is like the lines that you will see, the big lines that you will see in the on the floor, so that should anything happen, an earthquake or something like that, it will allow the building to move without breaking apart.
Oh, okay.
Same thing they do with bridges.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Make sure it lasts another however long. It's
Right.
been
Oh,
built.
yeah.
Okay, and with the recreation center, when do you expect to start break ground with that?
The intent is to break ground in 2025.
Oh, okay, this year.
Yeah, that's the intent. The rodeo is in November of 2025. So they anticipate breaking ground. He's already talked to people in terms of the design and having them come out and look and see exactly what it's going to take to build it on the property.
And this is going to be in Belleville, Michigan?
Yes, It's Belleville,
Okay.
Michigan.
And how large is this recreation going to be, or how many acres will it sit on?
The acreage that the property acreage is 11 acres, but
Wow, that's
I don't
large.
know the exact dimensions of what the arena is going to be, but it's going to take up most of that. So like right now, you can't ride the horse in the wintertime. That's just like somebody telling you go outside and run a mile and it's 25 degrees outside. It's the
Right.
same thing with them. You can't expect them to do things in this type of weather and it's not going to cause them some kind of harm. When it's rainy outside, you don't want them to be out there in the mud because they will get stuck just like we do.
Right.
So to have them to be able to ride indoors means that the children can come all year long.
And it's going to
and-
be a heated arena.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why I don't see the Buffalo Soldiers. I live near the Roods Park, and they used to have the horses out all year round, but they haven't been out lately with the weather being so bad.
It's when it gets excessively cold like it is now, it's dangerous for the horses. So, and that's why if you have a way to bring them in, you can bring them in. If not, there's other things you can do. If it's a group of horses, they'll naturally stick together to warm each other with their own body heat. But to have the indoor arena, you can take better care of the horses all year long. And it'll also allow boarding opportunities, so people that never owned a horse, now you can own a horse and have somewhere for it to stay.
Oh, wow. So it's going to be big enough for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I understand that you're going to offer different activities or classes for kids as well as elderly individuals, people with disabilities. It'll be handicap accessible.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. So And when do you expect the new arena or recreation center to be completed? If you're going to break ground later this year, how long will it take to complete the whole building of it?
I don't know right this second. It will be in 2026, so it should not take them long at all.
Oh, okay.
Because the main foundation is basically there. So all they have to do is build the structure, lay the foundation, and build the structure. So you see these fast food restaurants, they open those up in 90 days.
Exactly. Right.
So it shouldn't be that hard for them to put that up in a short period of time.
Okay.
So by the end of 2026, for sure to be up.
Great. I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
it.
and as we get further along, I'll be able to give more information with some updates and tentative dates.
Okay. But
on
right
when to be
now, in the
finished.
meantime, because I know my two little boys had the pleasure of going out to the, I don't know the stable.
Mm-hmm.
And Ron, your son, helped show them how to ride. I got video of them riding the horses and
Okay.
everything. So is he still offering those type of classes for kids and
Oh, absolutely.
families as well?
Absolutely. In the summertime, you can come out. People do parties there, like bonfires. He's had weddings there.
Oh,
People use the property and the horses to take photos, like pregnancy photos, wedding photos.
oh wow.
So yeah, you got a little 4-wheeler and take the kids around on the 4-wheeler. They love that part.
Right.
But absolutely.
Okay, and now let's talk about this Memorial Rodeo that's coming up in November. It's November 14th, 15th, and 16th at Huntington Place. And you're going to have how many shows for it?
There's going to be 4 shows. Friday, it's the morning show is children only. It's only for that day is completely blocked off for schools.
Oh, okay.
So you cannot buy tickets for a Friday morning show. And then there's going to be a Friday evening show. There'll be a Saturday show, and then there will be a Sunday show.
Okay, so for the Friday morning show for the school children, I understand it's not just Detroit Public Schools,
No.
but it's all schools. So
No.
how would a school district contact you if they're interested in having their kids come down for the show?
They can, let me see, I'll have them email at info@michrodeoassociate.com. So that's MICHRODEOASSOC.com. The phone number is 1-855-WE-RODEO or 1-855-937-6336. So you can send an email, and someone will get back with the school administrator or whoever the representative is on what the process is to have their children attend.
And what can we expect to see, especially for the kids going on Friday morning? What can they expect to see when they come to a rodeo for the first time?
I used to see rodeos on TV, but I didn't think it was that big of a deal. It's just, some horses running around in the dirt, But when you go, it is a whole different experience. It is so much fun. It's a lot of fun. So they'll have activities that they'll try and gear more towards the children, but this is a competition. And so we really are spectators of the cowboys and cowgirls competing against each other for financial prizes. Some people, that's what they do for a living. They go from different states and they compete in rodeos to win the pot. So, but it's really interesting, and to see you root for the different competitors is a lot of fun. They'll do little things to keep the children engaged so that they'll have some fun. But they'll have steer wrestling, they'll have barrel racing, they'll have, I can't think what you call it, but when they strap the bull up and then they get on the back of the bull.
Oh.
And you have to stay on there for 7 seconds without getting thrown off. Yeah, so they have that. At this point, it's going to be about 100 competitors.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
Will any of those competitors be young people, children participating, especially during the children's show?
It might be. We're not sure yet because they're coming from all over the country. They're coming from as far as California to take part in the rodeo. And I know that when we went to a rodeo in Tennessee and I think Illinois, There's a young lady. She didn't seem to be more than 5 years old,
Oh, wow.
and she barrel races.
Wow.
Yeah. So they do have children that do compete. And when we were in, again, this is in Tennessee, and I believe this was the Children's Day. They did have certain things that the children would compete in, where I think they had to snatch a ribbon off of a cow's neck. So you had to chase a cow and snatch the ribbon off.
So
that
they're
was
on
a
their
lot of
horses
fun.
chasing the cow?
No.
Oh, they're running around chasing.
Yeah.
Okay. And then for the barrel racing, is that when they're on the horses and they're going like in a maze in between the barrels?
Yeah. And
she
it's
was
timed.
Wow.
Yeah.
She was 5 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, they will. People who are in the equine world, they start their children. They put a child on the horse as soon as they basically can sit up on their own, and they'll just walk them around, And eventually, at 5 years old, if they put them on a horse at early ages, they can handle the horse just as good as an adult can. Horses are very sensitive to energy, and they know when they have a child on their back, and it could be an infant. And you put that infant on that horse, and that horse will not act up.
Oh, wow. They're
They're very sensitive to energy, and for the most part, they love children. They're just like people, seriously.
Wow. Will there be an opportunity for the kids to actually either pet or ride the horses?
Not on Children's Day, because you're talking about 6,000 children,
Right.
and it would be a security risk.
Okay.
So they wouldn't allow it. And that would be the only reason, because there are certain restrictions that the Huntington has
Okay.
that you are allowed to do and you're not allowed to do for safety reasons. Now, if you were to go to a rodeo somewhere else that was outside, and they have them all over the place, then you would be, because you're literally walking around the cowboys, in between the cowboys and the horses and the bulls. The bulls are in a pen. You can stick your hand and pet them in there if you really want to try and do that.
I don't think so.
But the bulls are not really aggressive. They just stand there.
Yeah.
They don't do anything unless you do something to provoke them.
So is it true that if you flash a red flag, it triggers them?
Now that I don't know. I don't know about that part. But yeah, for the most part, they just stand there and eat or sleep. So they're not really a problem unless something happens.
So the competitors during the kids show, are they going to be competing again in the afternoon for the adults, or the whole family? They're doing the same contest a second time, or?
Yes. So this is a competition for them that we're just getting an opportunity to observe. So each cowboy and cowgirl that register, it's up to them on what day they want to compete and how many activities they want to compete in.
Oh, okay.
And how many days they're going to be there. So one of them might choose to sign up for all of them. One might choose to sign up for just one day.
Oh, okay.
One might sign up to do Friday, Friday and Sunday. So it's up to them.
So how many different events are there going to be? You said there's barrel racing, bull riding, and what other events?
I think it's going to be between 8 to 10 different activities that they're going to have. And I'm not, because I'm not in that world like that, I don't have the terminology for it. But it's a nonstop thing, because as soon as you finish one activity, they transition over into another one.
Okay.
So you're there for probably going to be there about 2 to 3 hours, but it doesn't feel like it because it's nonstop fun.
Fast.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Okay, and again, give us those dates for the event.
So the Children's Day is going to be on November the 14th at 10 a.m., and that's a school day only. Again,
Okay.
you cannot buy tickets to that, only schools.
Okay.
And then Friday evening at 7, the doors will be open a couple hours before that. So Friday at 7 p.m., Saturday the 15th will be at 6 p.m., and Sunday the 16th of November will be at 3 p.m.
Okay. And how much are tickets for the event?
The tickets are $50. It will be all ages. We didn't have any wiggle room on that. So if you have a 1-year-old, it's still going to be $50 for it.
Right. Okay.
So, as they say, if a body walks in the door, they have to have a ticket.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is all to raise funds for the recreation center.
Yes, it's strictly a fundraiser. The rodeo is hosted by Michigan Rodeo Association, and that is who is responsible for putting the rodeo on. And the funds, all of the proceeds will go to the Wayne County Equine and Recreation Center, which is where they're going to do the build out for the arena.
Okay.
So it's going to be fun.
So we'll be able to see the prizes awarded right then at the rodeo. We'll learn, who the winner is. And
Yeah. So when they compete, so let's say for instance, you do the barrel racing, and there might be 10 people to do the barrel racing. It's a timed event, and so when they all run, then they'll call the name of the person who had the shortest time as the winner. Now after that, they don't give prizes per se.
Mm-hmm.
They will. It's a money pot, and then when the rodeo's over, the organization that is responsible for bringing the bulls and everything in, they handle that part. So they disperse that. So it won't be any awards that you'll see the Cowboys actually get.
Okay. And you have all the safety measures in place, so there won't be any runaway bulls coming into the audience.
No, we pray not. You take as many safety measures as you can. That does happen, though. It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen. But they have fences, and there has to be a certain distance between the audience and the arena. And there's a fence there, and then a fence between you and the audience. So they do take precautions. That's what your bullfighters are for. The bullfighters are what we call the rodeo clowns, and they are responsible for basically saving the life of the cowboy. If the bull comes after a cowboy, then they will go and do whatever they need to do to distract the bull. And the same thing is if a bull goes rogue, the bullfighter and the other cowboys too will come to assist, trying to distract the bull or do whatever they need to do to stop them from the behavior that they're doing at the time.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Ma'at Seba, for appearing on Expose Under the Sun.
Thank you.
And give them your phone number one last time to call, or a website to get information about the rodeo and to place order for tickets.
Okay. So the email address is info@michrodeoassoc.com. So that's MICHRODEOASSOC.com. The phone number is 855-937-6336.
Okay. And again, thank you for appearing on Expose Under the Sun. We
Thank
will
you for
continue to
having me.
give you updates on this historic rodeo that we're excited about, and we'll be there for sure, me and my two little boys. So again, until next week, we hope everyone stays warm and safe.
Everyone's reading the Detroit Native Sun, even our competitors. We've got the best writers, best coverage, and best ad rates to draw new clients to your business. Advertise with us for as little as $35. All ads include a free design and will be featured in both our print version newspaper and online. Call today for a free price quote and take advantage of our specials. When you purchase any full or half page for 2 months, we'll give you the third month free. That's right. You can reach another potential 50,000 to 100,000 clients for free. After all, three's the charm in advertising. Call today at 313-457-5944 or email us at DetroitNativeSunNews@gmail.com or visit our website at www.DetroitNativeSunOnline.com. We're waiting for your call. 313-457-5944.